Colleen Ballinger is still in the headlines this week as she has been getting called out for several things from fan interactions to her Miranda character. It's getting worse every day as more and more people are leaving her fandom and sharing their experiences interacting with her or feelings they've had harbored for years. Colleen has stayed very silent through all of this, which has kind of made the whole thing worse as people are getting more and more frustrated as the days go on. And those fans that she's still holding on to seem to be lowering, and it's getting harder and harder for them to defend her. And a lot of eyes are unfortunately on Trisha Paytas at this time as well, since she has been extremely vocal in the past when it came to people like James Charles talking to younger fans.
He loves to turn it like that. He's an actual person. Stop being friends with minors, James. It's disgusting. Move next category.
Trisha and Colleen just recently started doing a podcast together. And with all of this coming out about Colleen, eyes have been on Trisha wondering if she would come out and be as vocal as she's been in the past with other things. And although I thought Trisha might just stay quiet since she's really stayed out of a lot of drama since becoming a mom, it sounds like she might come out with a comment on the subject because Ethan Klein said on H3 recently that he heard Trisha would be making a statement.
So the tea that I heard is that Trisha's going to be making a statement about Colleen soon. How about that?
Some were even wondering if her story yesterday evening was possibly about the situation with Colleen, since she posted this quote on her story that said, "Always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God." Now, I don't like this part of the situation, but because people want Trisha to come out and talk about Colleen, they have been trying to find times or come out with stories of times where Colleen has said things that they believe are negative about Trisha. And I think that is a bit mean because, you know, who wants to be told that somebody was talking down on them or making fun of them or things like that? Like, there's no need to like hurt Trisha's feelings in the process of trying to hold Colleen accountable, because I kind of don't even feel like it's coming from a good place of like, hey Trisha, like the person that you've been working with hasn't always had the best things to say about you, like just want to let you know, girl. Like, it isn't one of those like nice like, hey, I just want to let you know. It's definitely people wanting to rile Trisha up so that she comes out and talks about Colleen, which she's been very vocal in the past. You'd think that she would, but at the same time, it's Trisha, and if you haven't wronged her, then she probably like won't have bad things to say about you. But people are bringing a lot of these moments to light that they feel like Colleen was talking about Trisha in a negative way. There was a clip going around on Twitter where people were feeling like Colleen had once compared Trisha to a whale.
It's just a glorious day in Maui. We just saw a whale. We saw a whale's tail. And I'm not talking some girl whose thong is hanging out of her pants. I'm talking an actual whale tail.
We saw a square.
Yeah, we did see a square. And I'm not talking about Trisha Paytas. I'm talking about a whale.
Now, when this clip was going around, there were some people saying that she wasn't comparing Trisha to the whale. She was just talking about like the squirt, and that's why she brought up Trisha, because squirt. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that was a little bit of a debate. The other instance of someone coming out and talking about a time where Colleen had talked negatively about Trisha was Adam McIntyre coming out saying, "Trisha, Colleen and I used to send your OnlyFans pics and videos and make fun of how you look. By the way, I was 15, Colleen in her 30s," which is just horrible if that's true, and devastating for Trisha because she loves Colleen. She's always so freaking happy whenever they're filming together or they're about to film together, and she has had the best things to say about her. And working alongside her recently has been something that Trisha will not stop talking about because she loves it so much. This week, they didn't have a new podcast episode go up, which I can only assume is because of everything going on. And I just know it has to be the biggest bummer to Trisha because she really has been hyping this whole thing up.
But if you guys don't know, I have a podcast with Colleen Ballinger that I love, and it's like what I want to do all the time. Like, I really truly love podcasting. I love that format. I love chatting with someone. I love taking that hour out of half of the day to just like connect and talk through with someone. Like, it's just, you know, I don't have a lot of friends. I never did. So So like that kind of situation is just like perfect for me. It makes me feel social. It's really fun because Moses helps film and Corey's here. It's just like a really great vibe, and I love Colleen and getting to know her on such a deeper level, and just like also just a superficial level of just dressing up and having fun. And she's so sweet in every single way, and so kind and understanding, and she's such a true friend, and she's always been such a true friend. And I cherish the podcast.
Trisha has stuck by a lot of her problematic friends over the years, but if she hears they've been talking down on her, that's honestly when she's come out and said something about them, because that's exactly what happened with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. She filmed with them for years, despite the things that had come out about them. But it wasn't until the whole situation with Jeffree making her feel bad and Shane continuing to associate with Jeffree and defend Jeffree, once that happened, she cut ties and publicly spoke about them negatively. So maybe hearing what Colleen has said is making her consider a statement, since Ethan seems to know one might be on the way. And that just sucks. I mean, that's a whole thing in itself, that the only reason why she would come out and make a statement is because she's like personally affected by the situation, when I think a lot of people aren't personally affected by the situation, but can clearly see how wrong and, you know, terrible a lot of the stuff that's come out about her has really been. But I do see that being like the only reason why Trisha would really want to come out and say something, since that's just seemingly how she's rolled in the past. And to think at the beginning of Trisha and Colleen's podcast, people were warning Colleen about working with Trisha because they found Trisha problematic. And now look at how the situation has unfolded. I think Trisha probably feared Colleen not wanting to do the podcast with her at first because of her reputation and also everything that went down on Frenemies. But to think that Colleen is the one getting canceled is something I don't think very many people saw coming. Every day there's someone with a new story, and it just gets freaking worse and worse and worse. Even someone who used to work with Colleen has come out to share what that experience was like. And maybe it's a good thing that Trisha and Colleen have paused their partnership, because what Johnny has described working with her being like, it's a hard pass. He worked on her Miranda Sings bus tour in 2018 and says that he was bullied daily, among other things, like not even having a room on tour to shower in.
I worked for Colleen on the Miranda Sings bus tour 2018. I was bullied, tormented on a daily, eventually got my room access revoked.
He details the time Colleen's best friend Corey screamed at him over sharing a hotel room, and it led to things going downhill for him working for Colleen.
One night, we had gotten to our location in New Jersey, and I had asked Corey if he wanted the room and if he didn't mind sharing, because we were kind of like room buddies. And he, in his Corey way, kind of mumbled and didn't say much, and I was like, okay, I'm tired, gonna go to bed. So I didn't realize I had grabbed both room keys. And so I texted him when I got up to the room, and I was like, oh, hey dude, I have both keys. If you want to sleep up here, like, let me know. And he was like, I'm just gonna sleep on the bus tonight. I want to wake up to go to the gym tomorrow. So just make sure you're up so I can get the key from you. Woke up the next morning, bright and early. He strung me along for about an hour, and then he finally texted me that he was coming up to the room to get the key. I thought we were just gonna kiki and have like a little morning chat. No, nothing of the sort. I was screamed at immediately because I stole the room and I didn't ask for it, and how dare I? He's worked for his title. He has licked the floor clean where Colleen has walked to get his title. Blah, 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 blah. I was horrified, to the point where I had a full-blown panic attack and sobbed and called my mom on the phone and told her that I was coming home. Thankfully, I did not. And I say thankfully because, yes, the experience unfortunately just got worse, and there are so many stories that unfold, but that's when things started to get really bad, was that instance. It took away my room rights. I wasn't able to shower in hotel rooms. I had to wait till we got to the venues, until family members like Colleen's parents and Rachel came on tour. They were my safety net. They allowed me to use their showers, hang out in their rooms on days off because I was completely blacklisted.
Honestly, the tour experience sounds like a freaking nightmare, and Johnny is removed from all that now. Thank goodness. Obviously, it seems like it's the best for his mental health that he is not a part of that tour, but he said it took him a while to really see it for what it was because he did look up to Colleen and everyone for so long and thought that he had made genuine friendships and connections, but looking back, it doesn't feel like that was the case.
I wanted to believe that the connections I had with him, the friendships, the interactions, they were authentic and they were genuine, but they just never were. We can't be so outraged over these people, these influencers, celebrities getting away with this stuff if we're complacent and we allow it to happen. And just as hurt as I was by Colleen being complacent and watching her friend abuse me, I can't watch these other people who have suffered throughout the same situations I did and not say anything.
He ended up tweeting how much money he had made working the tour, and oh my goodness, you guys. He said, I made just a little bit over $3,500 for this entire tour. I was taxed about $1,500 of it at the end of the year. I worked this entire tour, my 5 trial run show, the Netflix special. I performed in the show on top of my duties, 12-hour days, no bed. Worth it? He even tweeted out a screenshot of an email that he received from Colleen that obviously has other people CC'd into it. I assume it's people that handle like money and things on tour. And it says, hi Rob, Johnny joined us on tour and needs to be paid for his work. He's getting $125 per show. Johnny, can you send Rob an invoice? Thanks. Which is truly ridiculous. Like I said, every day there's something new that comes out with Colleen and it just seems to be worse than the next. I guess we'll just have to see if anyone in the creator space comes out to comment on it and if Colleen will come out and say something. But for now, this is what's going on. I love you guys so much and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.